If we gain 100 subscribers off of this video, I'll fill up my bathtub with Glytch energy and have my wife hold my head down to drown me. I'm not kidding, I'll do it.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
What's up, YouTube? Bro, that intro took way too long to do, but it was actually pretty fun. It was a good challenge, and thank you guys for smashing the sub goal. We got some pretty in-depth conversations to have in today's video. Did Respawn finally stop one of the biggest issues that they've had, probably of all time, quite frankly? And actually, will the gold res make its way back? It looks like it actually could happen. They're already having discussions as to whether or not they actually want to bring this thing back. And a Respawn developer giving us the actual date of the full patch notes for Season 14 and not just, you know, the half ones that we've been given. All that and much more in today's video. Make sure to like the video, subscribe as always, and let's jump right into it. First things first, let's talk about the Season 14 ranked grind. This is actually going to be played on two different maps, split 1 being Kings Canyon and split 2 being on Storm Point. Now, Kings Canyon obviously going to be a little bit different this go around. We got Relic, the new Skull Town POI. Actually, a lot of the developers were saying, hey, look, this is not Skull Town 2.0, although it looks very, very similar, but they wanted to get the point across that this was not Skull Town. In fact, it was actually, you know, Relic. They want to say, hey, this is Relic, not Skull Town. It's totally different, just very heavily inspired by Skull Town. To that, I just say, yeah, whatever. Honestly, if you would just call it Skull Town, you'd probably get a lot more people coming back to play it because they want to play Skull Town. So I think it's actually a good thing that people are calling it Skull Town. I think it gets a little bit more people excited, but the other map is going to be Storm Point. Now, Storm Point could receive an update mid-season. I'm not entirely sure if that will happen, but it is very possible. And if it does, then obviously maybe it will bring a little bit more hype back for Split 2. We got to be careful about this because I think that it's very dangerous whenever you just bring back a map that maybe people weren't too fond of, or maybe it's been repetitive the last couple of seasons, and you just say, hey, we need another map for Split 2. Let's just throw this old map that we used last season. People could find Split 2 to be a little bit more boring if they don't actually add something to maybe bring out some kind of emphasis here. But then there's a bigger discussion behind all of this. People have been saying, look, now that the rank changes have been made, now that this is a totally new system, totally different than what it used to be, people are actually arguing the fact that we should not even have splits anymore. We should go back to basically just doing ranked all season long. There should not be 2 splits. And they are also advocating that we should probably be keeping our trails now, and they should not be only lasting a couple seasons. So I'm definitely interested to hear your comments on that down below. Now let's talk about one of our bigger topics of today's video. This is actually probably going to be a little bit more in-depth. Did Respawn finally stop after all of these years? The data miners, the leakers getting into the private custom lobbies and actually videoing all of the new content coming during the playtest and making YouTube videos of it, making Twitter posts of it, having viral content and everything being spoiled on TikTok. Season after season, this has happened over and over again, and many people are wondering, did Respawn finally fix this situation after this article came out? This was over from .esports, and they said this with a headline: Apex Legends appears to have finally thwarted leakers, at least for now. They said this: Apex Legends has a leak problem. The last several months of content became available online for anyone to see in far advance with a high degree and accuracy. Whether it be Newcastle, Vantage, new map changes, events, or skins, players did not need to look very hard to find out what was coming next in Apex. The information was just out there for everyone to see on Reddit, Twitter, and YouTube. I'll also throw in that on TikTok. Now it appears the Respawn team have finally made a bit of progress in preventing some of these huge leaks that have spoiled upcoming content, at least for now. This was coming from Autism Gaming 420. This is the infamous guy who's been leaking this stuff month after month, season after season. He said this: schedule has been changed, no promises now. When something appears somewhere, I will upload for now. Don't expect anything from me. Another part of this article is actually claiming that maybe the new anti-tampering software Hyperion that Apex has added is possibly stopping him. They go on to say, for the time being, however, it looks like Season 14 leaks will have to wait. Some of this might have to do in Apex's new anti-tampering and anti-cheat systems. A program called Hyperion was added to the game about a week ago, which made life more difficult for several leakers and insiders who were used to showing off unreleased content. Now, I personally don't know the guy who made this article, but it really was not that much more challenging for these people. They found a workaround very, very quickly. I'm not saying that's definitely untrue. I'm just saying I really don't think Hyperion has actually got anything to do with this. Sword Smash also said, I heard they patched it, just didn't know if it actually worked. Today I learned. AG420 says, no, it's just about the schedule. On a side note, Hyperion won't stop me if I get the stuff. The problem is solved. Wasted money, basically. So on the flip side, he seems to be pretty confident that it has nothing to do with the new anti-tampering software. So the question is, what is really going on behind the scenes? Did they actually just change the schedule, or are they somehow figuring out a way to throw obstacles goes in front of him that only is stopping him. Now, this brings up a big topic that many people have discussions over every single season. Are leaks actually beneficial for the game? Do they need to remain here? Is it really a bad thing that this guy constantly gets all the leaks and puts everything out? Many people were under the assumption that maybe Respawn was just continuously letting it happen and not doing anything about it because they actually found that it helped the game. The leaks actually a lot of times bring interest, get a lot of people excited. I think what we may have potentially found out is that leaks are really good during a hype season when people see all this new crazy stuff, but they're really bad during a dry season. Regardless, I would not put it past AG420 on actually getting his hands on this content and maybe posting it soon. Now, also, we got to talk about these patch notes for season 14. We've been talking about these quote patch notes, but in all honesty, they were not the full patch notes. They were just a little bit of the patch notes, and they actually did just announce when the new patch notes would be coming out. So shout out to my man iLoot Games for tagging me in this over on Twitter. This was actually Josh Medina responding to Jordan Rapp regarding these new patch notes. He says patch notes are Monday and I can leak the notes, but according to the internet, some people already have done that, Mr. Rapp, so I can't take away their shine. He got a response here saying, I wonder who it could have possibly been, and Josh responded saying, I'm not sure. I saw someone on TikTok and this random person posted stuff on Reddit or Twitter from this quote source. LOL, you know, folks be wild and nowadays chasing clout. Now, we did cover all of that crazy stuff going on TikTok a couple of days ago, but at least we now know for sure these patch notes are actually coming on Monday, the official ones, the ones that actually tell everything. Now, in these patch notes, I'm very curious to see what we're going to actually hear in the gold knockdown shield conversation. And the reason I'm saying that is because we saw the patch notes, or the quote half patch notes if you want to call it, a couple of days ago regarding this self-revive on the gold knockdown shield, and we were pretty sure this was coming, right? The pros have been complaining about it for quite some time. They actually wanted this thing gone. John Larson, the game balancer, says, you know, we hear you loud and clear. And then after all of that, I get really confused when I hear them saying that they actually might go back to the self-res after they literally just, it's not even in the game yet. They're already talking about potentially going back to the self-revive. This is what they said. We listen to our community, and it's an important part that we show that we're listening, but we're not just going to do everything that the community wants. And this isn't just something to appease the community. This is something that we feel will actually benefit the health of the game, the ranked integrity and professional play across the board. When we see there's a fair bit of negative sentiment around something, we will look at it and we will come to our own conclusions on the health and stuff like that. He also says we did that with the self-res and came to the conclusion that we can come up with something else and try it out. If it doesn't work, maybe we'll go back to the self-res, but who knows? But we're also up for trying new stuff, and we don't want to be scared to respond to that and give things a new shot in the game. Someone actually brought up a really good point of discussion that I want to ask you guys as well, and that is the fact that, do you believe that in season 1, 2, 3, if you took those developers right there and placed them in season 14, do you believe that those developers would have taken this game in the same direction as what the new developers have done right now? Obviously, we've been discussing for the last year or so that many of the OG developers have left and moved on to greater things. You think of Jason McCord, Chad Grenier, many others, and a lot of people have been saying, you know, would this game still be taking the same direction with or without them? Personally, I got to say, once again, I thought the launch trailer was very underwhelming, but I actually thought the gameplay trailer had me pretty excited for the new season. Can't wait to get my hands on it. Can't wait to play it. Let me know how you guys are feeling down in the comment section below. Make sure to use code JMeyels at your Glytch Energy checkout. As always, you get 25% off, and it helps the channel out a ton. You know, I just spent $40 worth of energy drinks to make this intro today. And also, leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. As always, take care of yourselves. This is Vibe or Die, only positivity. And until the next time, I'll see you all later, Gators.